very warm welcome to all of you to our very special interview we have in Any News. We have the three-time reigning champion, Miss World Diversity. She's a trans right activist and she's also one of a trans right model. We have the very special Naaz Joshi with us. Please give a very warm welcome to her. Welcome to our channel, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, and thank you so much, Any Channel, for having me with you.
Okay. So I would like to ask you about your early life and how you had all these things. You have overcome a lot. It is a big deal for somebody who is a trans woman, overcoming all these struggles in your life. You're now a very big model. You're like inspiration to all of us, even to us women, because we women go through a lot of struggles in our life, of course. But as a trans woman, you have this added, struggle in your life. So I would want to like to know about all of this.
Okay, so basically, I tell you something that life of everybody, whether it's a man, a woman, or trans women or trans men, I think life is difficult for all of us,
Yeah.
But in country like India, we have a lot of problem with women and trans women because we are living in patriarchal society. So when I was born, the sex assigned to me was male, but I never identified myself as male. I always thought I'm a female, so I was a transgender girl.
Yeah.
So my parents were not very happy with my femininity, so I was sent to Mumbai to my parental uncle, and there, I got the first taste of sadness and depression, and I was made to work at a dhaba, at a restaurant, and it was in Film City. In the morning, I used to go to the Film City, in the afternoon, I used to come to my school, and in the evening, I used to work, and that way, my studies were really getting affected. But I was doing well in my studies. I would say I was like on the top. I was doing well, and then at the age of 11 I had gang rape from my cousin and all, and that took me even further more depression. I was very depressed, and then I was taken by people of trans community, the hijra community we call them. They took me for 1 year, and my studies were affecting. I asked them if I can do something else, so they took me to a dance bar where I was dancing, and I was doing a lot of work there. I was earning well to a extent that I could have a phone in 1999 myself. I could have laptop for myself, so I was doing well. But when these dance bars got closed, I had no other option, and by chance I met my cousin sister Viveka Babaji, who was Miss Mauritius Universe 1994, and I met her online, and I went to meet her. I was staying with her for 2 years, and in that while, I just started doing the designing for her outfits. One of the outfits with Rocky S fashion show, she wore my outfit, and she got a lot of compliments. She guided me to go to NIFT. I came to NIFT, and a girl who was, always in a very, closet, and the girl who was very depressed about herself, that she used to ask God, that God, is it only me that you made me like that, or the other people as well? And then I met other people also who were like feminine boys, and they introduced me to the LGBTQ parties, and they were very new then. And I went there, and I became a butterfly, complete butterfly. I became very extrovert, and I started getting good marks in my college, in NFT college, and to an extent that I taught my final NIFT examination, and I got best designer award. And through that award I got to work with two big designers of the country, Ritu Kumar and Ritu Berry. And but the problem was the karigars used to work there, artisans used to work there. They were from very bad this thing, from families like where they could not accept trans women giving them instructions. For them, trans woman meant a kinner, a hijra, who is there on the road and begging and clapping. But they could not, because see, in India, even like a lot of people, a lot of men, they are not very acceptable towards women giving them lectures, or women giving them things like
Yeah.
talking about about things. And at the same time, how do we talk about a trans women giving them instructions? So campus placement, I got the opportunity to work with designers like Ritu Kumar and Ritu Berry. They were very understanding, of course, and but artisans were having a very back drop kind of this thing, what you call mindset, where they could not accept orders from a woman. How will they accept orders from a trans woman? I started calling words like chakka, hijra, and whatnot, and I decided to have a sex change surgery, and that was very expensive. I started working at a brothel in Delhi, And in the meanwhile, while I was working in a brothel, I met a very good photographer called Rishi Taneja. He wanted to feature me in a biopic, and I became India's first trans model then, back in 2011. And so 2012, I started doing catalog shoots. I shot for Monte Carlo, I shot for Madame, I shot for CTC Plaza. So I shot over many catalogs. I was shooting for a lot of catalogs. And then in 2015, I became India's first ever trans girl model. Tehelka magazine, they had put me on the cover of the magazine for the very first time. A trans girl was fully makeup and posing in front of camera and came on the cover of a magazine, which was like a news magazine. It was a big event. And then at the same time, there was another news channel who was making a documentary on me. So it released in 2015. My dad happened to look at that, and when my dad looked at that, he was really in tears. He called me back home, and we were sitting in a couch like this, how we are sitting right now. And I told my dad that I was very scared. I worn. I remember I wore a cap. I did not wear any makeup. I was wearing a t-shirt and a jeans, and I was wearing a sports bra inside. So my dad said, "Look, relax. I know what you've done, and I'm really sorry for whatever happened to you. Because from my side, I always given your uncle a lot of money. I had given him a lot of letters about you, but I never got any reply. So he also said that he did case on them, which he actually my dad won because my dad was an advocate. So came 2015, and we were just sitting with my maid. My dad gave me a big room with my personal maid, and she was married, and we were watching Femina Miss India on television. She said that, Didi, why can't we have a competition for ourselves? So I said fine. So I came up with an idea with Mrs. India Homemakers, which is my trademark property,
Yeah.
and nobody can have this because you can hear a lot of Mrs. India happening in every nook and corner of the city, but you will have only one Mrs. India Homemakers in the country. That belongs to me. And if anybody wants to do this show, of course they will be sued in the court. So we started this pageant, and we started in 2015. Our first winner was Dinah Marak from Shillong, and our second winner was from Assam itself, Christy Das. And it is like kind of what you call a lot of girls from Northeast have come and won the pageant, and a lot of Northeast girls have gone and represented country in Mrs. Universe pageant, Mrs. Universe pageant, MS World pageant, and we have had winners. We had first runner up, we had second runner up. So a lot of girls, like I talk about Christy Das, I talk about Amrita Datta for that matter, Kiran Bora for that matter. These are big people in Assam now. Rupalim Goswami, who did in Rengoni dance competition. So they are all my products. They all come from my house, and I feel very proud of them. And when I was working for them, I felt very happy because I groomed them completely. It's not just, here grooming means only teaching them catwalk. But when they come to me, I teach them about diet and nutrition. I teach them about, hair care, skin care. I tell them about how to market themselves after winning a crown, because I myself have been winning crown international beauty pageants from last 7 years. From 2016 to 2022, I've been winning international crowns, and that too with women. And I have become India's first ever international trans beauty queen, and also world's first trans queen who has won competition with women, natural born women. And that's my journey, till 2022. I have won Miss United Nations Ambassador title in 2016. I won Miss Republic International Beauty Ambassador 2017. I won MS World title, Ambassador title in 2017. Then I won Miss World Diversity 2017, Miss World Diversity 2018, Miss World Diversity 2019. I won Miss Trans Queen India 2018 Classic category. Then I won Miss Universe Diversity 2020. I won Empress of 2021. Now I also won Miss Trans Global India. And I have a very cute daughter. I adopted her in 2018, and she's 3.5 years old now. And when she came to me, she was 15 days old. An immediate family of mine was, getting separated, and she is my life. I'll say that the ultimate happiness in my life, a true love I was looking for, I have really found in my daughter, because as a small young kid, she's very sensitive. 3.5 years old she is, and she asked me, "Mom, have you taken your multivitamins? Let's go and do yoga together," because she also does yoga. So we do yoga together, we play together, we watch movies together, and she understands what modeling is. So she always asks me, "Where are you going?" I say, "I'm going for modeling." But the problem is that my dad is no more. He was really supportive. My mom is not supportive till now. She says that I had produced a boy. I did never produced a hijra like that. But I cannot change her thinking. And now I tell you something, so much I have seen in life that people have really pulled me down from where I wanted to reach. And I am today unstoppable. Today I am a woman who cannot be stopped by anybody, and I can dream and I can achieve whatever I want to.
Like, coming on that, after hearing all the things you were talking about your father, I would like to know his role as a father in your life, like what contributions he had, and the role of your family. Since you spoke so highly of him, I would like to know a little bit about him.
Okay. So my dad hailed from a very small village from Punjab, Hoshiarpur, Binewal. That is a place called Binewal, and he belonged to a very poor family, where his family only supported him class 10th. 11th and 12th he did on his own scholarship. After finishing school, he came to Delhi. He did his own education. He became chartered accountant. And I remember when I was born, he used to go and cycle to his workplace in DDA. He was to work in Delhi Development Authority, and also he did law later. And when he left the world, his dead body went in Fortuner, which is like a huge, inspiration from me. My dad, like, if he could do it coming from a village, and I think all that thing has come from him in my blood to reach for the stars. So I think my dad has a lot of contribution toward that.
That's amazing to hear. I actually wanted to start off with one question. You have a very beautiful name, Naaz Joshi. You were born with the name Aizia. Am I spelling
Yes,
it right?
yes.
Yeah, okay. So I would like to know why you chose this name specifically. Is there any some
Okay.
reason you have behind it?
Okay. So basically, this name I had chosen when I started working as a sex worker in 2010. And why this name was because when I was a kid, my dad got me a very nice cassette of Nazia Hassan, and that time disco era was there, and Disco Diwani song, and Aap Jaisa Koi. These songs were big hit, and I had a tape recorder with me, and I used to always listen to these songs. And Nazia Hassan was one of my first idol because I was always very attracted to glamorous women. Not in a sense like I want to, like have something with them.
Yeah.
It was like I used to idolize them. My idol was Nazia Hassan, Sri Devi, Madhuri Dixit, Ravina Tandon, Bhagyashree. So all this while I have been, really admiring these girls. So Nazia Hassan was like my favorite. So I shortened the name and put Naz. But at that time I didn't know that I'm gonna make myself proud.
I would now like to know more about your Mrs. India Homemaker. It's amazing that you're the director of the organization. So I would like to know one thing, if it's completely your choice, if
Yes.
you want to comment on it. There was this controversy in, I think, the year 2017
Yes.
regarding the
Yes.
Mrs. India Homemaker.
Yes. Yes.
So would you like to speak
Yes,
something
yes,
on it?
yes. This is the interview that I'm giving exclusive to Parag News and any channel, any channel especially. I'm not gonna go to any other channel and talk about it, but I'm gonna tell to everybody who's watching this interview of ours that as a journalist, I think you guys also have a responsibility when a controversy occurs. You have to listen to both the sides. You just cannot listen to one side and you take a decision and start putting blind articles on me. People wrote an article, I'm going to name them, News 18. They put a blind article on me that a trans woman, not even trans woman, a man disguised in a woman's attire, he takes money from the girls and in the name of HIV and AIDS kids. Now let me tell you, in 2017 we were doing Mrs. India Homemaker 2018 because we always do 1 year before so that we can send our girls abroad, international competitions. So in that competition we had named this called Mrs. India Homemakers, and it was a red movement. Red movement means for the HIV and AIDS this thing. And I had tied up with NAS Foundation, okay. And Mrs. Anjali Gopalan, who was the owner of the NAS Foundation, is very close to me. I call her as my mother because she helped me a lot coming out of my closet, and she helped me a lot while I was transforming because she was my counselor. So I spoke to her once on the phone that, ma'am, I want to raise some funds for the kids out there. So am I allowed? She said, yeah, yeah, go ahead, and we had no issues. Okay, I had that kind of rapport with her. So we told these girls that four of you girls who will raise the charity will go to a separate category called Mrs. India Homemakers internationally. So four girls, they raised the charity for about I think 50,000, no, 1 lakh rupees. They raised a charity. Every girl raised charity about 18 to 20,000. Okay. So in that category, there was another girl called Rupalim Goswami who had won the competition. Okay. And there was another girl, I will not name her because I'm not the kind of person who name and shame anybody. So there was another girl, she said that, she started putting allegations that, first of all, right after coming from the auditorium, we had done this on the biggest auditorium in Delhi called Kingdom of Dreams. She came up to me, my director, Neha, and she said, whatever has happened, ma'am, nothing, it's not happened good. She started crying, okay? And while the entire journey, when we were in the bus, she was making huge fuss about it. We came to this thing, we came down to our hotel, and then also she was making huge fuss about it. And when she was making huge fuss about it, calling people and all, we all decided, as directors, we all decided, because I'm not the only person who takes decision, okay? I'm not the person who makes the winners. We have the entire team. So that time we all decided to dismiss her as a queen because she was the third runner-up. We decided to remove her as a queen, and we took her signature that you are no more a queen, and you can give our title and our crown back. And then she said, I want to leave. We requested her that it's late in the night, kindly don't leave right now. And the picture when she came to Guwahati, she picturized this as that she was thrown out of the pageant. First of all, we did never threw her out; it was her decision. Secondly, we never threw her out in the middle of the night because I'm a woman and I can understand that a place like Delhi is very unsafe. She said that her brother is coming to pick her up. Okay, so we said fine, and she also checked out, in the hotel. We were staying in hotel comfort zone, and she signed that thing that I'm going out on my responsibility. So coming back to this thing, to Guwahati and blaming me, like she was not from Guwahati, she was from somewhere in Assam, okay? And she blamed me that I threw her out of the competition and I threw her out of the house was wrong, number one. Number two, she emailed the NAS Foundation's this thing, what you call receptionist, and she said that we were told that we'll be helping the HIV and AIDS kids. Have you received any fund? The receptionist told her that we got only chocolates and we had no information about Naaz Joshi doing some charity work for us. Obviously, when I'm talking to the owner of the place, for example, today we are sitting here, I'm talking a deal with your editor-in-chief. How would you come to know? As a journalist or as a photojournalist, who will come to know, right? So it was between me and Mrs. Gopalan that I'm doing this. Okay. Unfortunately, that time when I was doing this competition in 2016, I was hit by a virus called Epstein-Barr virus. Epstein-Barr virus is something sexually transmitted disease, and what happens in this is like your blood cells start going down. So I used to take pills, and I'm talking about 2017 to 2016, and this pageant happened in October or November. I was still on my pills, and suddenly my this blood levels went really down, and I could not go to NAS Foundation and could not offer them the check which I had bought. And we had told them, the girls, very early, 50% of this will go to the organization NGO and 50% will come to the Miss India Homemakers organization, because we also do a lot of events. Now what happened is that when she wrote all this on this thing on social media, naming me and blaming me, a lot of people came to her support, and without knowing the real fact, they started blaming me that I'm a thief, I am a crown seller, I'm not whatnot. But I tell you something, if I was a thief, do you think that foundation who have taken the money in, would they have left me? Would have they not put me behind bars for doing this? But when I was well, when all this happened, I was still not well. I went with my dad and mom. I met the person out there. Anjali was not well, and I met the other person. She told me now that, look, we understand whatever has happened, because this girl has now brought it to social media. We don't want your funds. So what we have decided is, you give her funds back. Whatever charity she has raised, give her funds back and give her fee back also. We did both. We have sent her everything back. Her 25,000 fee and her 18,000 rupees. This thing we sent her back. Now, coming back to that, we were left with about 32,000 funds, like 50,000 if I talk about 32,000. 30,000 funds we gave to Tweet Foundation same year. You can even call, I'll give the number of Tweet Foundation. Miss Abhina Ayer is there. You can ask her whether Naz gave 30,000 rupees check for you guys or not. And I gave it, and I sent in the group as well that, see, this is the check I given them in your name, because you have raised the fund, because that organization is not taking your check anymore because of this controversy. And then we had little more funds then. What we did is, there was this another what you call fashion show that was about to happen here called Northeast Fashion Weekend, and that was happening in December 2017. And the organizer was Dipankar Kashyap. So we gave him 13,000 rupees, and we bought that set from him, like one what you call that round. And what we did was we bought the clothes for underprivileged, children, who don't have enough money to buy sweaters. We bought new sweaters for them, and every boy and every girl whom we donated, they walked with our queen on the ramp. Okay, whether it was Ratna or whether it was Neha or whether it was Kiran, anybody, every single child walked the ramp. Imagine. So blaming me that I ate the money is not right. Why didn't people see that we all gave the check to the organization? Why didn't people see with the same amount we did a show in Guwahati where we gave underprivileged children the clothes and we give them a chance to walk the ramp? We do such noble cause. And that is talking about 2017. If I was at fault, I did Mrs. India Homemakers 2018 also, 2019 also, 2020 also, 2021 also, 2022 also. And still I get a lot of girls from Assam. Why would they come? If I'm a thief, or if I'm selling crowns, or if I'm rigging the pageant, why will they come again and again? If that thing was true, why this was not gone further? That is what my question is. And I just want to blame all the journalists for this, who gave a lot of what you call fire to the lot of this what you call wind to the fire, that it blown out of proportion. People never thought that what I'm going through, once I'm not well, because my blood cells are down, they're below the line, and then I'm being mentally tortured on social media every now and then. And yeah, that was a very bad experience, and but I'm happy that I've changed a lot of people's life. Today I'm working as a social worker. I am working with a school in Delhi. I'm in public school. I'm their brand ambassador. I go and talk about gender equality there, not just about trans equality or women equality as well. I have been working with a lot of colleges like IIM Udaipur, IIT Madras, VIIT, this thing what you call Vellore, and Atmaram Shanatantharam College, Delhi. And recently I've done Sri Aurobindo College in Delhi, which is very famous college. I've been associated with a lot of school and colleges, and I just want to say, if I was a thief or if I was a bad person, these guys will not call me, for their talks and for this thing, because I am clear of my heart, and that is why these people. I do this work, social work, for my happiness, for my own happiness. Yeah.
So, as a social media icon, you are also an icon. You face probably a lot of bullies and all, and you have also, like as per reports, you have done a gender sensitization program with Dr. Udit Raj,
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
Parliament
yes,
Minister.
yes, yes.
So, what I would like to ask you is, what are the things that in today's generation, let's say we talk about gender sensitization, there are youngsters, who want to know about gender equality, who also, fight for gender equality. This, what I believe is, just generation is getting much better than what we had. The progress might probably be
Yes,
slow.
yes.
But what do you think, as a trans woman, what do you think are the necessary changes that we need right now, the basic changes that cannot wait?
Okay.
What are the things that should be done right now, immediately?
See, immediately, I'm going to give you an example. A few days ago, 3 to 4 days ago, I was at my clinic where I got my gender reassignment surgery done, and that was Allmac in Delhi, Dr. Narendra Kaushik. I saw an 18-year-old girl came there and wanted to become a man. And her parents were there right with her. She got her top surgery done, and I was so happy to meet them. I was like, I really am so grateful to you that you're standing by your child. That it's her decision. And we have really progressed a lot. I'm talking about from 2010 when I started modeling, and now, like, I was the first ever international trans beauty queen, and after me, there are a lot of girls who've gone internationally and won the pageant. And even in a place like Assam, which comes like from a rich culture background, and we have a lot of diversity in Assam itself. There are a lot of Assamese trans models also who are coming forward, and they're making Assam proud. So I feel that if I would have not done that thing, this could have not been possible. And for immediate action, I think the parents need to be sensitized. Parents need to be understanding this one thing, that whatever, male, female, trans, intersex, they are children. Let's embrace them. When we don't embrace them, we throw them out of the house. There can be another Naaz who can maybe die, but I never died because I never learned how to say die. But there are other girls also who commit suicide, because of these pressures that they face in the society. So I would tell that, through your channel, any channel, that please do not throw your children out. They are your children. If I can make my parents proud, so can your children. Just support them.
Thank you. What I would like to proceed to the last question is that, like you said, there are many youngsters out there who are probably very insecure about themselves. They face bullies and everyone every day. So, what would you like to guide them, to people who are still in the closet or who have come out, but because of that, they're facing issues now?
See, first of all, I want to tell all the viewers this is a Pride Month that's going on,
Yeah.
and Pride Month is a celebration of queer community where we come out our closets and we talk about about rights and equality. But a country like India, where we don't have equality for women also.
Yeah.
A lot of women are being judged whether they're going with their brother, somewhere out, and people think they're couples. And a woman who's wearing short outfits, she's being judged that maybe she's slut shame, people slut shame
Yeah.
her, or even girls who are into journalism for that matter. People are always judgmental. So I want to say something. See, guys, people are going to judge you for whatever you are, whether you are when in India people did not spare our goddess Sita for being judgmental, or for they really judged her and she was thrown out of the house and she went to Vanvas. Who are we? Who are we? Only what we can do is we can become strong enough in our mind. Let the people talk. Let people bark what they want to bark. Doesn't affect me. When this controversy happened with me in 2017, I said, let it go, because I was mentally tortured. But I too told my God that God, I'm right, and I really doesn't affect me this anything at all. And I came out, of that depression as a strong fighter. And next year when we did that event, I had even more contestants coming in and joining my pageant. And I feel that things, something like these, are also necessary to happen for us, because unless we fall down, we will not able to learn how to rise back and fight back. So always never get bothered about what people are telling you. Please listen to your heart and listen to your mind and do what you feel like. If you feel like walking in a bikini, go ahead and walk like in bikini. Don't care at all.
Thank you so much. I'm sure all of our viewers must be very inspired, because this inspired me a lot. And I'm so thankful that you are here in our studio. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you so much, NE News. I'm very, very happy also to come here.